Hello YouTube, I hope all of you are doing well, and today I'm going to share a DMT experience I've had. It happened fairly recently, and in the background you can see me trying to replicate how the experience actually looked like. It's a time lapse. It took me about, I don't know, about 3 hours to make it. I don't remember completely, but here we go. So, me and my friends gathered up one morning and we decided to hike up a local mountain. Now, that mountain is only about a kilometer and something high, so it wasn't a difficult hike. And I decided to bring my DMT vape pen just in case, maybe some of them would like to try it, I thought. And they did. So we went up there near the top. We ate our meals and at the local restaurants, and we started going down. And I mentioned that I had some DMT with me, and they were all curious and asked me 1,000 questions about it. And I answered all of them, and they were quite impressed. So they wanted to try it, you know. It literally costs only 5 minutes, 5 to 20 minutes of your time, and it can be an experience of a lifetime. It can be really significant. So, yeah, uh, three of us have tried it in total that day, and the experiences were quite nice. I'm not going to talk about what the other two guys experienced because it was their first time and they didn't bring much back from it. It was just so crazy that they couldn't really understand what was going on. But my trip was very profound and I definitely took the largest dose. Uh, so I took two very deep hits from my DMT vape pen, and it definitely was a breakthrough dose. I didn't even finish taking the second hit in when it started, when the buzzing in my ears started, and whoever tried DMT knows what I'm talking about. Like the buzzing just gets louder and the pitch gets higher, and you hear all sorts of sounds. Everything becomes distorted but clearer at the same time, and you have the urge to just close your eyes and have the experience. The world around you just becomes too chaotic to keep your eyes open. So I closed my eyes, and as soon as I closed my eyes I was just overwhelmed by a very deep bright yellow color that was all around me. Most of the things in the DMT realm for me are like this yellowish or orange color, and they're really, really bright. So, yeah, you can hardly differentiate what's going on there. But I saw this entity that I drew right here standing behind the counter, and he he seemed like a shopkeeper of some sort, and these other machine elves or entities, and however you would like to call them, came up to him, and they were joyful, and it's almost like they asked him for something, and he pulled these toys from behind the counter, and I cannot describe them seriously. They looked like they looked like yeah, I really cannot describe them, and I excluded them from the drawing because they were just so complex. But they uh, they had these cogs in them that rotated, and there was some mechanism. They also had a single eye, and like tentacles, but not from an octopus, but more from a sea anemone that just waved, and but it all looked very nice. It didn't look crude at all, which really surprised me. And these toys were themselves sentient, and they could transform. It's like the toys that Terence McKenna oftenly uh, mentioned in his talks. So I was really surprised and overwhelmed. And some of these machine elf kids then took these toys and play with them, and some of them even consumed them. Now, it wasn't a violent type of consumption like when you eat an animal or something, but it's more like they became one. The toy incorporated itself into them, and they became overjoyed with. And they just became overjoyed, like they were dancing and shimmering and throbbing with energy, and it's really the best that I can describe them. And then this vendor looked at me and he offered me a toy as well. I accepted it, but really had no idea what to do with it, and I was just so much in awe that I seriously could not do anything with it. So I just looked at the children, and I came out of the trip, and everyone asked me how was it, and I couldn't talk for 20 minutes because I was still under the effects of DMT. I tried to talk, but then I suddenly forgot what to say, or like I would get to a half of the sentence and just stop because I thought that I'm not making any sense. And with most of the DMT trips, it takes you some time to figure out what exactly went on, and so the same happened with this. So I just said to them that I was at an ice cream shop, and this vendor shared the ice cream with the kids in that round, but that's not nearly what happened. It doesn't do it justice at all. And they were really amazed with it. I think it sparked up their imagination, and it was a good experience for all of them, myself included. And then we just continued our journey and went back to town. And I drew this as soon as I could, so I wouldn't forget it. And it's a crude drawing because I don't have any formal art education, but I am self-taught, and I think I can describe what I experienced and bring it to you guys. I don't know, maybe you experienced something similar to this. Definitely let me know in the comments, I will be reading them. Also share your experiences. But for now, that's it. I am going to post more of this type of content because I think it's important for the psychedelic community to grow, and that we exchange these experiences because they are really wild. And in most of them there is some kind of a hidden message. It's just that we're not smart enough to get it. So yeah, see you next time, guys. If you'd like to see more of this content, then please check out my Patreon. I don't have anything to offer yet, but I will post 4K videos there eventually, and maybe I'll offer you prints or something. I'll see. Any suggestion is welcomed. And see you next time.